welcome back. Good to have Tyler back in the house again.
Morning.
Morning.
Yes, sir. How we doing?
Good.
Let's go. Fired up to be here, man. So, today is going to be building on yesterday. Yesterday we touched on the evolution of this thing, right? How we've built this over the past 5 years. Today is the fun part. This is where you guys guide the conversation. We're going to get into actionable steps, things you guys can do on a daily basis to really build this thing and make it run. So, let me see a show of hands. From yesterday after practice, did any of you guys write anything down in your journal? Did anyone learn anything? Did anyone write anything down in their journal they learned after yesterday's practice? No? Go ahead and take your pens out. I'm going to write 3 takeaways from yesterday. 3 takeaways, things you were fired up about, things you're going to remember for the rest of your life, things that really made an impact on you. Dated 9/14, that's yesterday. You got a chance every single day to grow. Every single day you got a chance to learn something. Imagine 10 years down the line, you look back and see all these beautiful things you've learned. That's going to be really powerful for you. 3 takeaways. What was most powerful for you? It could be as simple as watching Jack Brooks crash into the wall at the end of practice, going all out. It could be something, a story you heard earlier in the day. Maybe it was a coach telling you something you've never heard before. Right? Get those gears turning. When you're done, go ahead and look up so I know you're done. It could be how one of your teammates went about their business. You're like, damn, that's awesome. I want to do that. I can take something from him, right? Ian, give me something. What's one thing you took away from yesterday? One thing you learned?
The pitcher's lift in the weight room was one of the most energetic ones I can remember being a part of.
Sweet. What about it made it energetic? What was so powerful? Was there a certain guy, a certain moment that stood out to you?
We had old guy pair with new guy, and it felt like that just continued to push the envelope for us, but it was also one guy pushing another, just trying to beat each other rep after rep.
Compete. Love it. Hell yeah. Who else had that same takeaway? Anyone else have that same takeaway written down? Oh, nice. There you go. Energy and effort, right? Coming up as one thing that you guys as a group really love. You're like, damn, that's really cool. Sweet. Who had something different? Yeah, yeah.
I'd say just gotta get the love to each other all day. A lot of positive contact going around, so it's fun to be around guys.
You read my mind, man. We're getting some today about positive touches. Who else wrote that down? Anyone here? Okay, nice. Something different. What do you got?
I think it was everything within arm's length should be taught.
Nice. Yeah, absolutely, right? Who else had that one down? Anyone? Cool. Let's do one more. Drew Smith, what do you got?
How to continue being yourself when it would be easier to be different.
Ooh, elaborate on that. What do you mean by that?
Talking about your story and how you were going about things your first couple years here, and how it would have been very easy to just like go away from being yourself and do something that would be easier, which would just be trying to fit in with everybody else.
Yeah. Who else resonated with that? A little bit? Yeah? Cool. So, these are the types of conversations we're going to have today. We're going to really make this thing built from within, man. It's all about what you guys are doing, right? It has nothing to do with anything on the outside. It all comes internally. So, along those lines, I got one takeaway for you from today, all right? Write this down. Take your pens out. Take the keys to the program. Take the keys to the program. I'll explain what that means in a second. Take the keys to the program. That's the one thing I want you to take away from today. We'll get into that right now. Take the keys to the program. What the hell does that mean, Tyler? One of my teammates from high school, stud pitcher, his name was Sam Leboki. Ended up reconnecting with him at Northwestern, went to Vanderbilt for a few years. Absolute stud of a human being. He was one of the main guys of our culture last year at Northwestern. Had this unbelievable metaphor that I love. Think sports car, all right? The program that we're building together is a sports car. Your coaches are the driving instructors that teach you, okay, how do you guide this thing? But the person driving the car is you. The person driving the car, the players. And at some point, the players have to take the keys. What's the point? The point is, a player-led program builds a championship culture. Why do you guys think that? Why do you think that having a player-led program could lead to something really cool? What about taking ownership of that is important, you think?
Because it really solidifies a want from the group.
Yeah, elaborate on that. What do you mean? So when you're a little bit specific about that one, you're united on that. What does that do to the group?
It feels like you said, it unites us, but I feel like if it's always a coach trying to push an agenda, I feel like it's just like we're just here talking and clocking out instead of like, I can't wait to like come to breakfast this morning, I can't wait until weights later, instead of like, really like bonding with the group and pushing for something that we all can control together and lead into something cool.
Love it. Like you lead ownership, right? Taking ownership of the team. It's no longer, hey, how am I getting coached? It's how can I coach myself? How can I coach others? How can we be accountable for each other, right? It's awesome. Who else? Why do you think it's important to have a player-led program?
It's like changing the new norm. Like you're kind of getting out of your like, I'm trying to fit in, and like
making it to where fitting in is like getting the hell after it, and like wanting to be better than everybody else, and like competing with each other, like that.
Yeah. Something that you guys actually want it to look like, right? Not someone else telling you, hey, this is what it looks like. It's no, this is what you want, right? That's awesome. Yeah, what do you got?
Not that the coaches' opinions of us don't matter as much as the players, but I think we definitely take the opinions of our peers more seriously than we would the coaches, and I think leading that way is more beneficial.
I love it. I love it. You need the coaches, right? You need them to guide you, but you also need the player side. You also need the player side. I love it. We're gonna watch a quick video. Okay, this is from the Redeem Team, documentary on Netflix. It's called The Domino Effect. I want you to think about why it's called The Domino Effect. And we're gonna talk about takeaways from this.
We're in Vegas, you know, we're training and all of that, and we want to go out. So we all go out, everybody in the club.
Thing we was at, we went out to like club trips or something like that.
We're dressed like this, you know, dressed to the press, got our flying stuff on, we had a good time.
That was so much fun.
Come back to the hotel about 5:30 or 6 in the morning, and guess who's in the lobby on his way to the gym?
Bobby is downstairs in the lobby with his bag and his sneakers and his gloves, like weightlifting gloves. And we're like, oh, he's like, Joe, how the fuck? He's like, where you going, bro? I'm going downstairs. I'm going to the gym. And in my mind, I'm like, what the fuck?
This motherfucker Kobe was already like drenched in sweat, and we was like yeah, he different.
Like, man, it's 4 o'clock, man. I'm fine, man. I'm going to sleep. I'm not seeing his practice.
As we're going in the elevator up to our rooms, we're like, did you hear that? Like, we're all talking to them like, this guy's really dedicated. Next thing you know, it goes from just Kobe going at 5:30 in the morning to LeBron and D-Wade. And by the end of the week, the whole team was getting up every morning and we're on Kobe's schedule.
Like, it was a domino effect. You know, once you start seeing, like, you know, the greats in there doing their thing and leading that pack, it's like, oh, I'm here, I'm with you, like, let's go. And he created that, like, he wanted that. He wanted to see who was gonna commit. I'll be honest with you. I wasn't going at no fucking 4:30, that's too early. But we started getting down there, you know, breakfast and lifting weights, and we would lift, then we would eat, and then go to practice.
So what do you got? Why do you think it's called The Domino Effect? What's cool about this video? Cool video, right? How do you think Kobe was able to do this? Like, how do you think people flipped? Yeah.
I mean, it shows like a different level of want for wanting to be great, and then the other guys kind of just saw them doing that and decided to put that in their own program.
Yeah. What do you think the challenges that Kobe faced in that? If there was any sort of rough road that he had to follow, you know, people.
Well, kind of like you said, like yesterday, not being a really cool guy.
Yeah.
Like not wanting to go out and not wanting to party with the guys, but just sticking to your own program and then what works for you.
Let me ask you this. If we're really being player driven, I think that's important. How would you handle this scenario? Let's throw a scenario out there. Let's say one of your teammates is doing something outside the program off the field, and it's kind of pulling them away from the program. How would you handle that? Right? We're all leaders in this room, right? We all want to uphold this culture. How would you handle a teammate like that? Let's get real for a second, right? Like, that's a scenario that could happen. Like, what would you do if you saw a teammate doing something that's, I don't know, man. I don't know what that's going to be more about. What would you guys do?
I know going back to our freshman year, we had a problem like that, and I know from experience with you how you handled it, and I thought that was like a perfect way. It was more like a sit down, talk with them, and then kind of went over like the negatives and positives, like what's going on. I thought that was like a great way that it was handled, but it was handled professionally within the team, player led. Like we didn't go take it to the coaches, we took it in like with ourselves.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's like another level of ownership, right? The kind of theme throughout today so far, right? It's taking ownership of, hey, if we really care about this thing, like, we're the people that can make it run. We don't have to wait for the coaches to find out. We don't have to wait for anyone else to do it. Like, we can do it ourselves, right? We always have an opportunity every single day. All of us are leaders in this room of this culture and what we're building. So what else you got? What are the takeaways from this video? What stands out to you? How do you think their team was before and after they started doing this as a group?
Yeah, they may have had some like self-entitlement of like who actually wanted to get up and who wanted to put in the work, but then once that kind of happened, it canceled out everyone's ego.
They were able to just, thrive without worrying about impressing each other or, trying to be, because they're all great players, obviously. That's why they're on Team USA, but canceling out the ego and just realizing that they're going for one goal.
Yeah, it got them closer, right? It wasn't going for their necks, trying to who's going to be the starter, right? It was together. How can we go win a game, right? We're going to do something cool. More actionable ways that you can really lead this thing from within. All right. There was one activity that Tanner Smith brought to our program, and before every practice, as a group, we decided that we were going to meet 5-10 minutes and give someone the hot seat. So someone would come up, and we would pepper them with questions, whether that's something like, hey, why did you choose Oregon? What makes you tick? What's your personal definition of success? Right? We're taking the scoreboard out of it. What does it look like for you? Right? Sometimes it got really emotional. It's beautiful. People really open it up about where they came from and what makes them tick. Sometimes it was silly. It was, hey, like, what's your celebrity crush, right? But it was all about investing in those relationships, because it built leadership skills, it gelled the group, it built trust. And so I want to do this today. Who's going to have the mental toughness and courage to come up here? Who's one guy who can come up here and show us how it's done? We can pepper some questions, have fun with it. Who wants to take the hot seat? Get him up, go. All right, I'll start it off, maybe. So, why did you choose Oregon? What is so special about this place that drew you to Oregon?
So, I've been going to Oregon baseball games, football games, everything since I can remember. Both of my parents graduated from here, so it's always kind of been a dream to come to this school here and play baseball here as well.
I'll ask one more question, and then I want you guys to lead this conversation and ask me questions if you're interested. What's one challenge you've had to deal with? What's maybe the hardest thing you've had to deal with, and how did you get through it in your life?
I've been fortunate enough where I haven't been I've been blessed enough where I haven't gone through a lot of family loss. So that's been one thing very fortunate for me. But really just probably my family dynamic, both of my parents work in community service and are constantly giving, so finding ways to help make their lives as easy as possible is probably my biggest challenge, and to continue to do that as long as I live is going to be my biggest challenge, because they're very selfless towards others and it's hard for them to take care of themselves, so that's where I try to step in.
I love it, man. That's awesome. So who's got questions? Go ahead and just blurt them out. Yeah.
Favorite baseball memory so far in your first 2 years here?
I think my favorite memory was going to Santa Barbara for the regional, because we were going in there and we had a feeling that we were going to win. It felt like we were the #1 seed going in there, but that's not how everyone else saw us. So going in there and winning 3 straight was probably my favorite memory.
What pisses you off the most out of a player or teammate?
I don't like when people act like it's a job to be at the baseball field. I think it's a gift and a blessing to be at this field every day, and to still be able to go to school and play the game that we've all played since we were children. It's most people, or a lot of people our age, have to get into a workforce and start taking care of their family, and we have it easy. So,
What do you like to do off the field?
Off the field, I like to fish. So if any of you guys want to know where to go fishing or anything like that, I'll be your guy.
Something you wish you knew before getting practice.
One thing I wish I knew is that it's how you do, one thing is how you do everything. So making sure that if you're laying out, diving on the field, working your ass out on the field, also do that in the classroom, but also do that with your relationships. Don't internalize everything. Make sure you connect with people, get to know each other, build relationships, get close with people. That's what they are, what I knew sooner.
Give it up one. I love it, man. Appreciate you having the strength to do that. That's sick. So you can see how that can be pretty powerful, right? I'm saying you guys have to do that every practice, right? Again, this comes from within, right? You guys can decide the different activities and different things that you want to do to be able to build those relationships. I think the biggest thing, frankly, is just spend time with each other, right? Something that I did constantly, and a lot of the successful teams that I was a part of, man, we just hung out with each other off the field, whether that's in the locker room, whether it's getting dinner together, man. That's how you get close and really build trust, not just in life and in that relationship, but when you're on the field, man. It really just translates. Because if you think about it, right? Think about late in the game. You want to be able to trust the guy next to you that he's going to make a play. Or trust the pitcher that he's going to attack the zone. Or trust, if you're a pitcher, trust your defense behind you, right? So it builds trust. One of the biggest things that I think the program is about is, and what you guys identified today too, is being an energy giver. So you can write this down. Energy giver versus energy drainer. Energy giver. Someone who is constantly pumping up the room with positivity, with energy, right? Obviously the drainer is the opposite. Someone that's negative, complacent, all about themselves, and really not looking at the bigger picture. Not having that perspective. Obviously we all want to be energy givers. Now, someone said it earlier about physical touch and the importance of that and energy together. We're going to watch this video and talk about it.
Steve Nash, NBA most valuable player.
And Steve Nash is one of my all-time favorite players. And that first year that he won the MVP, he only led the league in 2 statistical categories. Number 1 was assists.
Unbelievable assist. This guy is the MVP. I mean, this is incredible.
He got everybody else involved. Certainly the mark of a great leader. But the other statistic that he led the NBA in were touches. I'm talking about high fives, fist bumps, and pats on the butt. How could I possibly know that Steve Nash led the NBA in high fives, fist bumps, and pats on the butt? There was a research team from UC Berkeley that was doing an official study, and they were trying to measure to see if there was a direct correlation between showing signs of enthusiasm and actually winning basketball games. So they had an entire research team watch every minute of every NBA game and tally every time a player gave a high five, a fist bump, or a pat on the back. The Phoenix Suns, who Steve Nash played for, were so enamored with this study that they hired a full-time intern to keep track of just Steve Nash. In the first game that the intern recorded for Steve Nash, he delivered 239 high fives, fist bumps, and pats on the butt. He is a furnace of human connection.
He was an unbelievable teammate and team player. You ask any one of those guys, you say, who was your favorite teammate? Pretty much everybody. He was just an amazing guy in the locker room, funny, and I thought he always sort of kept those teams together.
There's actually a physiological transfer of energy when you touch another human being. You can actually raise their level or raise their game through physical touch.
Pretty cool, right? I mean, obviously this guy was a guy that had a ton of respect in that locker room. What are some takeaways from this? Like why do you think this is cool? What do you got on Steve Nash?
Whenever someone's pumping you up, like you just feel better about yourself and what you're doing. Makes you like want to do it more.
What do you think gets in the way of people doing that?
Being different, I guess.
Being different? Maybe someone's feeling a little scared to do it, right? You take that step and you take that leap of faith, or whatever you want to call it, right? You have that courage, you have that strength, you have that mental toughness, right? Second key of yesterday from Watts, mental toughness. You have that mental toughness to be able to do that. Look at the impact you have, right? So yeah, we're all gonna be fearful sometimes and be like, oh man, how's this guy gonna feel about it? Building a family, building a second home, building a place that is safe to do that, right? What do you got? Yeah, what were you gonna say?
I was just to say, like, the reason someone might want, like, not, like, pick someone up is, like, pride. Sometimes, like, when you're down, the best thing you can do is pick someone else up.
Yeah.
So I feel like it lifts you both up rather than, just not doing it because you don't feel like it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, culture, just like culture or anything we're building, like, you can't just do it when you feel like it, right? That's not how this thing works. I got 7 a.m. breakfast every day for a reason, right? It's the consistency, it's the stacking days, it's the compound effect. Like, I think it's real, man. What else we got? Yeah.
It's intimate. Like, if you're a new guy, it shows that, like, the older guy sees you and he, like, acknowledges you.
Big time, right? Not having rips between the classes, being, hey, we're all one, right? Yeah.
I'd say our team's really good at this, to be honest. Like, after stretch, I don't remember a time where we don't high-five people and kind of get pumped and excited for a day or before a game, you're going down the line, getting high fives or passing a hitter on your way. Like as a pitcher, you're running into go shag and you high five someone.
Yeah,
I feel like our team, we do a really good job of like ending that and being about it, even if it's like something little. Like everybody does it.
It's cool, man. I love that. I mean, it creates a team identity, right? Imagine other teams, these handshakes, whatever it is, like you guys are so connected. Like, damn, that team's ready to go, right? So there's a lot of things that are really cool about being an M&T Governor. You've got to be a rah-rah guy. I'm not saying that. You've got to be a Steve Nash and just in everyone's face. But something as quick as a high five, that goes a long way. Extra work is our standard. So I'm going to tell a couple quick stories about how we define extra work. This is a guy named Isaac Aon. Raise hands. Who knows Isaac Aon? Heard the name? Nice. Beautiful. Big time, right? Unbelievable pitcher. And with the Dodgers now. We both loved the grind. We loved early morning lifts. And so I wanted to get to know him well. He wanted to get to know me. We ended up making a pact. One of my first years here. Went to bed at 8 p.m. every night, woke up at 4 a.m., did an hour and a half workout together every single day, every weekday of the fall. Intense, right? Some people probably look at me like I'm crazy. The point of the story is that was a really cool moment for us to be able to bond, to be able to get the extra work in and build that standard. Now, Josh, on the other hand, who knows Cassavich? Raise your hand. Heard the name Cassavich. Big time shortstop, second round of the Blue Jays. We would hit, with Gavin too, we'd probably hit 1 million buckets of baseballs and ground balls after practice every single day. That was our thing. He was like, I'm not getting nothing for you, but I'll work with you afterwards, right? That domino effect we talked about earlier, then Bryce Betcher comes in, starts joining us. A lot of people start joining us and figuring it out. All of a sudden, extra work becomes our standard. Doesn't matter if you get up at 4 or you're staying late. But the idea of bonding with each other and going at this thing together was really, really cool. And it got all of us really, really close. So let me ask you this. What's one thing you guys can do to get closer as a group? Extra work was our thing, right? And that's standard now. What's one thing you can think of, right? Try to get specific with it. What's one thing you can do to get closer with your teammates? Build that bond, build that trust.
Games in the clubhouse, like ping pong, pool, that kind of thing.
Yeah, love it, right? Make it fun, right? That's the other thing. You gotta make this thing fun, man. That's probably my last thing, but just write that down. Make it fun, right? Make this thing fun. I want to feel like a chore, right? Culture, being in this program, it's not a chore. It's not, you don't have to do this. You get to do this, right? It's a privilege. Have fun with it, man. Like, here for a limited time. Have fun with what you guys build. Along those same lines, I'll tell you a story about making it fun. Who knows Marcus Hinkle in this room? Who's heard that name before, right? One of our coaches, right? Quick, funny story. I read a book called Relentless by Tim Grover. Who knows Tim Grover in the room? Anyone heard that name before? There you go. One of the best mental performance coaches in the world. Coach Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Serena Williams, Shaq, the list goes on. I read his book and I was like fired up at the beginning of the fall, sophomore year. And I said, how am I going to raise my standard? That book inspired me to raise my standard. Okay, what can I do? I decided to wear a suit to every practice, every class, every single team function for a week. People thought I was crazy. That's fine. What about it? Because I knew that this was going to raise my standard. Everything I did was going to be, I gotta raise up what I'm doing. I knew the purpose of it was, I'm going to raise my standard in everything I do. I'm going to study in class. I'm going to be focused in that class. I'm going to be more focused than anyone else in the room. I'm going to go to the field and be like, I'm the man. Yeah, I might not be starting right now. I might be one of the worst guys on the team, but you know what? I'm going to go for this thing. This is going to remind me to be at my best in every aspect of life. Great. We get to Friday, some breakfast right here. I get here at 6:30 a.m. I see Angel, hey, first one here. Nice job, Tyler. Nice job with the suit. What's the deal with the suit? I tell him the story. He's like, no way you can do that for a full fall. I was like, uh-oh. And it turned into the whole fall. I said, I'll show you. I'll show you. We had fun, man. I fucking love him. Ended up doing the entire fall. Last day of the fall, I sent him this. Photoshop me and Tom and Jerry. Okay, make it fun. What's the moral of the story? You don't have to wear a suit every day, but you can make fun and own this thing. Corporate program, same process, right? I was just being me. You guys all got this in here, right? You wouldn't have been recruited here if you didn't have the process in you. So let me ask you this. What's one thing you can do to make this thing fun? Yeah, you can play games. What else? Get creative. Yeah, what do you got?
Personally, from now on, I love nicknames. I feel like it gives like a fun twist to calling people out and stuff, and having fun during practice and keep it loose so we're not all tense, because the coaches all call us by our last name, so I feel like as a group we could make nicknames for each other and just go along with it during practice.
Yeah, little thing but a big thing, right? Little thing but a big thing. I think nicknames are awesome. What else? What do we got? Yeah.
I
think pitchers leaving their feet in the outfield during BP is the best example of having fun at practice.
Absolutely, man. Anyone makes a dive and play. Yeah, let's go, man. The whole stadium should erupt. I don't care there's no one in the stands during practice, right? Someone makes a great play, man. That was one of my favorite things to do. We'll get fired up for a team, whether it's team defense, lightning bolt, whatever. Someone makes a great play. Oh, boy, Ganus, right? I'll have to do that all the time. Fire me up. Great. What else we got? What else can we make some fun, yeah?
I'd say kind of like the other side of that, like you mess up play up, or like ball goes between your legs when we're shagging, and kind of just like make that play and like kind of getting after them, and then the next ball hits you and you're like, oh shit, I gotta go get that. Like you make fun out of it, and like you see yourself like pushing harder and you can get it.
Yeah, I love it. And you guys did that today? Practice? Pretty controllable thing, right? So reflect on that. Hold yourself accountable to that, right? You see a guy not giving energy, say, hey, let's go fire up that guy, right? I'm going to challenge you guys to do that today. We're going to raise our standard of energy. That was the main theme of today. Was everyone likes this idea of getting after an energy. Let's take it a step further today, right? In practice, everything we're doing, write it down. 100% energy and effort today. 100% energy and effort today. Ingrain that in your head. Simple, controllable, right? So keep it in the forefront of your mind as you're going throughout lift. But hold yourself accountable to that, right? I really appreciate how attentive you guys have been. It's been awesome. So, Martyr and I, the last couple of days, we're going back and forth on this. You're trying to guess what the surprise gift is going to be. And still has to figure it out. Tell us. What we're going to do, I'm going to tell you stories, we're passing these out. Okay? They're little coin envelopes. Cool? What we're going to do, take one random and pass it down. Be quick with it, alright? I've absolutely loved this time with you guys. And I want to leave you with something to remember this conversation, okay? Is that a pure love of my heart? Don't ask me to do this. But more than anything, it's going to be a symbol of how much this alumni network appreciates you guys, cares about this program, and cares about growing this way. And so, I'll tell you a quick story of how this was created. Make sure you take one, make sure everyone gets one. And don't open it up yet. Please don't open it up yet. Okay? So when I was in high school, I was going through some mindset stuff, some confidence issues, right? We've all been. And I was sitting behind Pete Armstrong among some really talented players in the program. And I went to my coach, I was like, look, man, I'm struggling. I think I want to stop playing baseball. He said, let me tell you a story, Tyler. When I was in pro ball, one of my teammates was going through the same thing. And he went to the sports psychologist. The sports psychologist gave me stacks of poker chips. Said, take these, come back in a week, tell me what you learned. The player goes, are you kidding me? I want to talk. I want to get through this right now. I said, no, come back in a week. He starts to really think about it. He's like, maybe there's a message in this, right? Starts to play a little bit better, Gets on a hot streak, comes back to the sports psychologist and says, you know what? I think I figured it out. Sports psych said, what do you got? He said, I got to go all in on me. I got to go all in on what this team's about. I got to go all in on my confidence. I just got to go all in. And so what I did was, I took that story to heart. Started to change my mindset up. I carried a stack of poker chips in every one of my locker rooms. And throughout college, high school, everywhere. I even added dice in there. So what I've created for you guys are custom mindset / culture chips. It's a physical reminder. You've got two different ones, all right? They're randomized. You can go ahead and open it up. Okay? One of them says protect the culture. These are equally important phrases. One, protect the culture. Obviously, synopsis of what we've talked about the past couple of days, right? Building that every single day. The other one, grateful, present, and ready. What do these mean? Why are these important? When you're grateful, something we talked about the past couple of days, you have that get to versus have to mentality. Really, really important to have a fulfilling experience here and be able to build something beautiful. Present. You gotta be present because if you're not, you're either anxious, you're either depressed, and you're not truly getting the most out of today. And that's all that you can control. And so when you're grateful and you're present, you're ready to go. So whether you throw this in the trash, whether you put it in your locker room, whether you put it on your nightstand, in your backpack, I want you to think of one takeaway right now. You can write it down, okay? One takeaway from the past 2 days. It could be anything in the world, anything you want. I want you to take one takeaway, write it down. Then I want you to look at the poker chip. I want you to ingrain that takeaway into that chip. Anytime you look at this chip, anytime you feel it, anytime you see it, I want you to think of that takeaway. Remember this conversation, right? One of the main things we've talked about all day, every day for the past 2 days has been, okay, it's beautiful, right? Day 1, easy to have energy. Day 2, pretty easy to have energy. How about day 100? Right? My goal with this, as silly and as simple as it is, right? I want you to look at this and keep yourself accountable, right? everything we've talked about the past couple of days. I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for all of your time, and I'm excited to get practice with you guys today. Thank you.